Have you ever discovered your boss was your one-night stand from last weekend during your first day at work? I lived across the hall from this married couple, Thomas and Rena, for like 3 years. My girlfriend Lacey and I were cool with them. You know how it is in apartments. You see each other in the hallway, chat about the weather, split pizza sometimes, normal neighbor stuff. But then things got weird. Not weird like creepy weird, but like I started noticing Rena more. Thomas worked nights a lot, so she'd be alone. Lacey had this job where she traveled constantly, so Rena and I would run into each other by the mailboxes or whatever, and we'd talk longer each time. At first it was just complaining about our relationships, like how Lacey never wanted to hang out anymore, always stressed about work, and Rena would mention how Thomas just drank beer and watched TV every night. Typical relationship stuff, right? Wrong. One night Lacey was in Portland for some conference and I heard arguing through the walls. Then I heard a door slam. 20 minutes later, Rena knocked on my door crying. Thomas had passed out drunk on their couch again, and she just needed someone to talk to. We sat on my couch talking until like 2 a.m. She was wearing this oversized hoodie and kept pulling the sleeves over her hands. We weren't even sitting that close at first, but somehow by the end of the night, her head was on my shoulder. That's when it happened. She looked up at me, and I looked down at her, and we both knew we were about to do something stupid. But we did it anyway. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, a mistake. We both said that the next morning, but then it happened again the following week. And again, for 3 months. Whenever our partners weren't around, we'd end up together. I felt terrible about it, but I also felt more alive than I had in years. Rena made me laugh in ways Lacey hadn't in forever. We'd text constantly, delete the conversations, then text again. It was like being teenagers sneaking around. Then one day Thomas knocked on our door with this weird request. He and Rena were starting couples therapy, but it was some new group thing where they needed another couple there for the first session. Something about creating a more natural environment for the exercises. Lacey thought it sounded interesting. I wanted to say no, but I couldn't think of a reason without seeming suspicious, so we agreed. The therapy office was this tiny room with 4 chairs in a circle. The therapist, this lady named Janet, had us all introduce ourselves and talk about our relationships. Everything felt normal until she started the exercises. She had us do this thing where each person had to complete the sentence. The one thing I wish I could tell my partner, but haven't yet, is Thomas went first, talking about wanting Rena to appreciate him more. Rena said something about wanting more quality time together. Lacey mentioned wishing I'd be more spontaneous. Then it was my turn. I had planned to say something generic about wanting Lacey to be more present when she wasn't traveling, but when I opened my mouth, I was looking at Rena instead of Lacey. My brain just completely shut off. I wish I could stop sneaking around. I wish I could stop lying to you. You don't deserve it, but I can't help myself. I feel alive when I'm with you. The room went dead silent. You could hear the air conditioning humming. Thomas squinted at me. Wait, what? I realized what I just said and felt my face go white. No, I was talking metaphorically, about work stuff, but Thomas was already standing up. You were looking at my wife when you said that. Lacey turned to me with this expression I'd never seen before. You're cheating on me? No, that's not... I started, but my voice cracked. The therapist tried to jump in. Let's all take a breath and everything makes sense now, Thomas interrupted. He was staring at Rena, who looked like she wanted to disappear. All those late nights you said you were walking alone. All those times you were too tired to talk to me. Rena started crying. Thomas, please. How long? He demanded. Janet, the therapist, was frantically trying to regain control, but it was too late. The whole thing exploded in like 30 seconds. Thomas demanded to know everything. Lacey just kept staring at me like I was a stranger. Rena admitted to the affair through tears. I sat there feeling like the biggest piece of garbage on earth. That one sentence destroyed both marriages in real time. Within 2 weeks, I was sleeping on my brother's couch. Rena got served divorce papers. Lacey moved out and blocked my number. Thomas started going to solo therapy, same office, same time slot, except now he didn't need anyone else there. The apartment hallway became a war zone. We'd all try to avoid each other, but you can't really hide when you live 10 feet apart.